Hey there, we're going to take a look at your week one workbook assignments, so your create assignments. And I'm sure you're so used to teachers butchering your name, and I want to make sure I'm getting it right. So please correct me if I'm wrong. Is it Aznif? I want to make sure I'm saying that correctly. And thank you for photographing your viewfinders for me. Really nice work here on your self-portrait. One thing we are definitely going to be working on is sense of proportion. Students tend to draw these really big, beautiful eyes because that's really the fun part to draw, isn't it? But we're going to work on getting a good balance between these shapes. But what I love seeing is that you're already thinking about senses of depth. So I love that you're kind of starting to try and delineate how, this is a round shape, right? That your head is round, and that these shapes on your face, they protrude forward. So you've got this nice sense of these cheekbones here that I really love. Start working on shading as well. Just start to think about light and where the directions of light are coming from. Start thinking about smoothing out some of these lines, getting a little bit more organic in our shapes, but really beautiful. We're going to equip you with some great tools to work on these things through the next 7 weeks of class. Hands I know are so hard, but I think you've done a really nice job here. I love that you've started to think about how knuckles are broken down into these individual shapes that make up a whole, right? So push that even further. Keep looking at that negative space between the fingers and how that sometimes is more helpful at looking at than the shapes themselves. Again, start looking at shading. You've gotten those little kind of, creases that we get in our knuckles. Push that a little further. It doesn't mean necessarily always darker. It just means thinking about where they belong and where they don't. But we're going to do a lot with hands this class, and so we're going to keep working on those, but I think this is a really strong start. I love here these qualities of line that you have. I would have liked to see for the corner of the room this be kind of on its own page, so and a larger drawing than being grouped in with exercise 4. So make sure that each of those exercises stand alone on their own. Because I'd like to see the corner. I'd love to see those lines of the wall and the ceiling. And we're going to work a lot with the idea of linear perspective about halfway through the class. And exercise 4 is really nice because it helps us start to look at different qualities of line and developing our own style. So I hope that you've enjoyed that and started to think about, how your style can fit in. Nice work here. I'm excited to see where the next 7 weeks takes us.